Right, now a growing number of young men in this region are putting their health at serious risk by using steroids for cosmetic reasons. The warnings come from public health experts. They say the number of anabolic steroid users registering with the local needle exchanges has increased dramatically. Tina Deer's teenage son Matthew died after taking a course of steroids to boost his body size. She told the BBC about her experiences.
We had no warning signs or anything. After we lost Matthew, we sort of really went onto the internet to try and find out all about them, only to come across really websites that would sort of gloss over the side effects, because at the end of them they were ultimately trying to sell you the steroids themselves. It was horrendous. One evening he started to feel very unwell. He ended up, he couldn't walk properly. He was it was terrible, and ultimately he died of brainstem death, swelling of the brain, and but it was just a horrendous thing to go through.
Well, the drugs help users increase their muscle mass, but they also put them at risk from heart attacks and liver disease. We've been hearing about the disturbing trend of use of these types of drugs at a local needle exchange.
My name's Paul Martindale. I'm a specialist steroid worker for the East Riding Partnership, and we're at one of the needle exchanges in the East Riding today. The reasons why a lot of people use, there's a whole range really, but the main one is to build muscle and to look bigger. So some people want bigger muscles to compete in bodybuilding competitions, but mainly it's to improve in their eyes their body image. So there's a lot of pressure around body image, which used to be primarily recognised as a female issue, but now young lads are increasingly put under a lot of pressure to look big and have big muscles. So it's also part of our society to have a quick fix, and that's some people perceive that steroids can offer that. But often people start by taking them orally, so like in tablet form, but then often move on to injecting the steroids, and that can bring with it a whole host of problems in itself. The numbers have increased hugely over the last 5 years, and it's quite concerning because there's so many young people now taking them. I've seen 17-year-olds in my drop-in who are using them as well. So what we're trying to do is get out good quality information so that people, if they're going to start using steroids, that they're going to use more safely, but also that they're aware of what they're doing if they do start. There is an increasing pressure on young lads in particular to look really big, and it starts at a young age when the toys that they're getting now are bigger, of the toy figures that they're getting are much bigger now, so it starts on a subliminal, subconscious level early on, and they feel that they have to look a certain way, and they feel under a lot of pressure to do that. We would encourage people to try, and if they want to increase the size of their muscles, to do that in a natural way, because one of the unseen side effects that people might not be aware of is that it causes a lot of cardiovascular damage. So it can increase blood pressure, increases in cholesterol, enlargement of the heart, and also when people stop their steroid cycle, they can experience a major depressive episode. I know one person in particular who was taking thousands of milligrams of steroids a week. He went to his GP and who told him that if he kept taking steroids at this level, he would die of heart failure within a month.
Paul Martindale, a steroid use worker at NHS Humber. We'll hear how East Riding Council aim to help sort the problem out a little bit later this morning, but their use is on the increase reportedly, and there are stark warnings this morning on Breakfast from public health experts in this area.